Chile, facts and curiosities you didn't know about the paradise at the end of the world. Did you know that Chile, the long and narrow country of South America, hides some of the world's most fascinating secrets? From its stunning geography to its rich culture, Chile is a true paradise at the end of the world. But how well do you really know this unique destination? Would you like to discover fun facts about Chile that even the locals don't know? In this video, we're going to explore the most surprising aspects of Chile that will blow your mind. Don't miss it. But before we begin, I want to know, have you ever traveled to Chile or would you like to? What is it about this amazing country that attracts you the most? Leave us your answers in the comments and join us to discover more about Chile. Chile, that fascinating and long country that stretches along the western coast of South America, has a unique identity that makes it one of the most impressive destinations on the planet. From the driest desert in the world, the Atacama, to the glaciers and mountains of Patagonia, this corner of the world has much more to offer than what appears on postcards. Its landscapes, history, culture, and people hide secrets and curiosities that you probably didn't know. Here, we will explore some of the most interesting and surprising facts about Chile, that paradise at the end of the world. Chile is, in many ways, a country that defies expectations. It is often seen as a place where nature shows itself in its rawest and most majestic form. With such a diverse geography, including deserts, forests, mountains, glaciers, and endless coastlines, Chile is a country that appeals to both adventurers and lovers of nature and tranquility. However, beyond its natural beauty, Chile has a rich history and culture that make it even more fascinating. One of the most surprising curiosities about Chile is its geography. With a length of approximately 4,300 kilometers, Chile is one of the longest countries in the world, but, at the same time, its average width is only 177 kilometers. This elongated shape creates an impressive variety of climates and landscapes ranging from the arid Atacama Desert, one of the driest in the world, to the rainforests of the south and the icy waters of Antarctica. The diversity of Chile's climate is so wide that in a single day you can experience several types of temperature and landscape, which makes traveling through the country a unique experience. In terms of biodiversity, Chile is equally amazing. Although it is relatively small compared to other South American countries, it has a large number of endemic species. For example, the famous alerce tree, which can live for more than 3,000 years, is native to Chile and is found mainly in the Los Rios region. In addition, the country is home to a rich fauna, with species such as the huemul, an endangered deer that inhabits the mountains of Patagonia. The Humboldt penguin, another emblematic species, lives in the cold waters of northern Chile, and Magdalena Island, in the Magallanes region, is one of the most important habitats for the Magellanic penguin. Chile is also a place where history meets modernity in a fascinating way. Its capital, Santiago, is a dynamic city that has undergone impressive development in recent decades. It blends modern skyscrapers with colonial architecture, while its more traditional neighborhoods, such as the Bella Vista district, preserve the essence of a past full of culture and art. Not far from Santiago is Valparaiso, one of Chile's most important ports, famous for its colorful architecture and steep hills. This port, considered a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has a rich history related to trade and culture. The influence of European immigration, especially German and British, is evident in its cuisine and architecture, and the street art that adorns its walls is a testament to the vibrant and creative life of its inhabitants. One of the most interesting aspects of Chilean history is its link to wine. Chile is known around the world for producing some of the best wines on the planet, and its wine industry has a history that goes back centuries. It is believed that the first vineyards were established by Spanish settlers in the 16th century, but it was in the late 19th century that wine production in Chile reached its peak. Today, Chile is a major wine exporter, and its vineyards are located in various regions of the country, from the Central Valley to the Aconcagua area. Chile's unique climate, with its Mediterranean climate and the influence of the Andes Mountains, creates the perfect conditions for growing high-quality grapes, which has made Chile a world leader in the production of high-quality wines. Speaking of Chilean gastronomy, another aspect that deserves to be highlighted is the variety of traditional dishes offered by Chileans. Chilean food is a mixture of indigenous, Spanish, and, more recently, foreign influences. Some of the most emblematic dishes include the empanada de pino, a kind of dough stuffed with meat, onion, egg, and olives, and the curanto, a stew prepared with seafood, meat, and potatoes, which is traditionally cooked in a hole in the ground. The cazuela, a hearty soup with meat, vegetables, and rice, is also a popular dish, especially in the colder months. And, of course, one cannot talk about Chilean gastronomy without mentioning seafood, which is a fundamental part of the daily diet, especially in the coastal regions. From oysters and mussels to the famous machas a la parmesana, Chilean seafood is renowned for its freshness and flavor. Another curious aspect of Chile is the way nature and culture combine on Independence Day. September 18th is one of the country's most important festivities, where Chileans celebrate their independence with parades, music, dances, and, of course, lots of food. One of the most traditional elements of this celebration is the ramada, a type of popular festival that includes games, folkloric dances such as the cueca, and the tasting of typical dishes, such as anticuchos, meat skewers, and empanadas. During this day, the whole country dresses up in celebration, and the celebrations extend throughout Chile, from the north to the south. Chile is not only known for its impressive geography and rich culture, but also for its impressive contribution to the world of science and the arts. Among Chile's most notable achievements is the Nobel Prize for Literature, won by two of its most emblematic writers, Pablo Neruda and Gabriela Mistral. Neruda, who is considered one of the most important poets in world literature, was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1971, while Mistral, the first Latin American woman to receive this prestigious award, won it in 1945. Both have left an indelible mark on world literature, and their works continue to be read and admired by millions of people around the world. Finally, one cannot talk about Chile without mentioning its impressive natural heritage. The Araucania Biosphere Reserve, Torres del Paine National Park, and the Chiloé Archipelago are just some of the many places where Chilean nature is shown in all its splendor. Chile's natural wealth has led the country to become a world reference in terms of conservation and protection of its natural resources. The environmental policies implemented in recent decades have allowed many of these areas to remain intact, which has made Chile a very popular destination for ecotourists and nature lovers. Chile is, without a doubt, a country of contrasts, dazzling landscapes, and vibrant culture. Its natural wonders, rich history, and welcoming people make this country a true paradise at the end of the world. And, although many see it as an exotic destination, Chile is still a place full of surprises, with facts and curiosities that continue to amaze those who dare to discover it. Undoubtedly, Chile is a destination that never ceases to surprise, and there is always something new to learn about this wonderful country. Chile is a country that, in addition to its incredible geography, has a rich and vibrant culture that has evolved over time, fusing indigenous, European, and African traditions, creating a unique identity that is reflected in its music, art, literature, and customs. In terms of music, Chile has a great folkloric tradition, which varies greatly from region to region. The cueca is the national dance, a couple's dance performed to traditional music, and is heavily influenced by the country's mestizo culture. The Andean Carnival with the Force of the Sun, which is celebrated in the northern region, is another example of Chile's cultural diversity, combining indigenous and colonial elements with an explosion of colors, music, and dances. Chile's music also includes genres such as the Nueva Canción Chilena, a musical protest movement that emerged in the 1960s and 1970s, represented by artists such as Victor Jara and Violeta Parra, who used their songs as a way of resisting the dictatorship and denouncing social injustices. Chilean literature is known worldwide thanks to great writers who have marked the history of the Spanish language. Pablo Neruda, one of the most important poets of the 20th century, won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1971. His work ranges from love poetry to politics and surrealism. Neruda was not only a writer, but also a diplomat and political activist, which allowed him to carry Chile's voice to many corners of the world. Gabriela Mistral, the first Latin American woman to receive the Nobel Prize for Literature, also left a deep mark on Chilean literature and culture, with poems that address themes such as love, motherhood, and social justice. In narrative, authors such as Isabel Allende, with her famous novel The House of the Spirits, have taken magical realism to new horizons, while more recent authors such as Alejandro Zambra continue to explore the complexity of contemporary Chilean life. A curious fact is that Chile is one of the countries with the highest number of Nobel Prize winners per capita in relation to its population. This reflects the enormous influence of its culture, especially in literature and politics, at the international level. In addition to Neruda and Mistral, Chile has produced important thinkers and artists in various disciplines. The painter Roberto Matta, one of the best-known exponents of surrealism, was Chilean, as was the architect Mario Botta, who, although born in Switzerland, has a strong connection to Chilean culture because of his work in the country. The Chilean art scene is also characterized by its rich tradition of muralism, and murals by artists such as Guacha have adorned the streets of cities such as Santiago, conveying social and political messages. In terms of customs, Chile celebrates several festivities throughout the year. One of the most anticipated moments is Independence Day on September 18th, known as Fiestas Patrias. During this holiday, which is celebrated with great enthusiasm throughout the country, Chileans dress in traditional costumes, dance cueca, organize barbecues, and enjoy a variety of typical foods such as empanadas, anticuchos, and the famous terremotos, an alcoholic cocktail that combines wine and pineapple ice cream. In addition, the Festival de la Canción Divina del Mar, held every February, is one of the largest events in Latin America, attracting international and local artists. In the south, the festivities of La Tirana, in the Tarapacá region, are another example of how the religious and cultural mix, with dances and music that evoke Andean indigenous traditions. Chile also has a great indigenous heritage, with a native population that includes diverse peoples, such as the Mapuche, Aymara, Rapa Nui, on Easter Island, and Diaguita. The Mapuches, in particular, are the largest indigenous group in the country and have a very rich culture, with their own language, Mapudungun, which is still spoken in several regions. The Mapuches' historical struggle to preserve their territory in the face of Spanish colonization and subsequent Chilean expansion continues to be a relevant issue in the country's politics and culture. The Rapa Nui, on the other hand, is famous for the mysterious stone statues known as moais, which are found on Easter Island, one of the most remote places on the planet. This island is a place full of mystery and is considered one of the world's great archaeological enigmas, as it is unknown how and why the ancient inhabitants of Rapa Nui created and transported these gigantic sculptures. Chile has an impressive film legacy as well, with filmmakers such as Alejandro Jodorowsky, who stood out internationally with his unique, surrealist style. Chilean cinema has gained international recognition with films such as No, directed by Pablo Larraín, which tells the story of the 1988 plebiscite in which Chileans voted to end the dictatorship of Augusto Pinochet. This film was highly acclaimed at the Cannes Film Festival and showed the world the potential of Chilean cinema as a tool for denunciation and social reflection. In the culinary field, Chileans are very passionate about their gastronomic traditions, and Chilean food is very diverse. In the north, seafood-based dishes, such as paella marina and ceviches, are common due to the proximity of the Pacific Ocean. In the center, heavier dishes such as cazuela and pastel de choclo can be found, while in the south, gastronomy is influenced by local ingredients, such as native potatoes, fish and seafood from the Patagonian region, and curanto, a stew cooked with hot stones in a hole in the ground. Mote con husillos, a drink made with dehydrated peaches and wheat, is one of the most traditional, especially on hot summer days. Chilean cuisine has also been influenced by immigrants from different parts of the world, such as the Italians, who introduced pizza and pasta, or the Germans, who brought kuchen and other delicacies to the Lake District. In terms of nature, Chile is a paradise for ecotourists, with national parks that protect some of the most impressive ecosystems on the planet. Torres del Paine National Park in Chilean Patagonia is one of the world's most famous destinations, known for its dramatic landscapes of mountains, lakes, and glaciers. The Atacama Desert, on the other hand, is a place that seems to be from another planet, with arid landscapes and impressive rock formations. In the north, the Humboldt Penguin National Reserve protects a large population of penguins, and the Chiloé archipelago is famous for its myths and legends, as well as being home to a rich biodiversity and unique architecture, with its wooden churches, which are a World Heritage Site. Chile is, in short, a country full of history, culture, natural beauty, and curiosities that never cease to amaze. From its ancestral traditions to its modern influence on the contemporary world, Chile is a place that continues to fascinate all those who are lucky enough to discover it. If you've been surprised by everything we've just shared about Chile, don't forget to subscribe to the World and Evolution channel to continue exploring the secrets and curiosities of the world. Also, if you are looking to improve your life and learn more about how to achieve your goals, I invite you to visit our website selfmatamillionaires.online, where you will find valuable resources for your personal and professional development. Don't miss it and keep evolving with us.